Hi everyone, welcome to I'm Alright. My name is Lisa Robertson and this is a YouTube channel that's kind of dedicated to helping new and aspiring writers get the mindset and the skill set they need to take their writing to the next level. This week we're doing a 7-part series on kind of the 7 steps of revision, kind of 7 tasks that you need to accomplish after you've completed a draft, and you're going through and making the necessary changes to polish it and kind of dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So today I'm going to talk about something I'm calling the feedback funnel, and that's really kind of how you get feedback during this process and how you filter it and decide what's worthwhile, what's not, what's going to derail you, and what's going to spur you forward. Okay, so we'll talk about it in a couple different ways. The first thing I want to talk about is kind of how you get feedback during the revision process, and there's really one of two approaches. Neither is wrong, neither is right. They're just kind of geared to 2 types of writers. Myself, the rewrite process, the revision process, is a much more of a solo experience than the writing process is. I get a lot of feedback while I'm writing. It kind of keeps me from getting discouraged, and it keeps me from getting derailed. And I'll know immediately if I've taken a right turn when I should have taken a left one, because my feedback partners really always make me feel good and positive. They have a lot of good things to say, and I know they're invested in the characters and the story, and that spurs me forward. But then when it comes to the rewrites, I need to have that solitary time to kind of go through and filter everything that I've received and decide what works and how I'm going to weave all these things together. That's how rewriting works for me. But I know a lot of other writers who want no feedback during the writing process, okay? And then when it comes to revision, that's when they start getting feedback from people and finding out how people are responding. Like I said, there really isn't a right or wrong. The important thing is, if you are getting feedback during writing, rewriting needs to be more kind of in your head and on your own, and vice versa, okay? For me, it works that way because I tend to be an overwriter. I throw everything in during the draft stage and need to weed it out later on. But a lot of people kind of build a skeleton in the draft stage, and then they have to go back through and add this stuff in the rewrites. So your approach is going to depend on your writing style. And like I said, neither one is wrong, just to have one be kind of collaborative and one be solitary, okay? The other thing I think I want to talk to you about this feedback funnel is kind of how you filter the information that you get. You'll get a lot of advice, and some of it will work and some of it won't, but it all needs to be taken in. I'm going to give you like a pretty concrete example from my own experience. When I was writing my novel, The Collector, I got some feedback from an agent about a character that she just didn't like, quite frankly. She told me that she thought I should delete the character from the book. And I had a lot of big plans for this character. It's a series. I also loved him. I thought he was funny, and he had a lot of just had a lot of heart and a lot of story to tell. And my writing friends loved him too. Everyone else had a real positive feeling about him, except for this agent. And of course, you immediately give more credence to what an agent tells you, right? But instead of doing what she said, which was counterintuitive to what I knew I wanted and needed to do for my book, I asked her specifically what she didn't like about him. And she told me. She told me it wasn't so much about who he was, it's that she didn't think he served any purpose in the novel, and that he disappeared for long stretches of time, and that another character kind of took over his role midway through the book. And those 3 things were all valid points, right? All those things did happen. But instead of doing what she wanted, which was take him out of the book, I found a way to give him a way to serve a plot point and a purpose throughout the book. He still isn't as prominent in the middle of the book as he is at the beginning and he is at the end, but he doesn't completely disappear either. So I was able to take that feedback that I got in the rewrite process and figure out a way to solve the problem without doing it the way she necessarily thought I should. That also happened with a character that I really thought of mainly as a plot device. I was not interested in this character at all. She just served a purpose. But everybody kept telling me how much they liked her. And it really encouraged me to find a bigger thing bigger plot for her to have in this story. And that came about completely in the rewrite process. And it also helped me solve a totally separate plot problem by creating a subplot and a life for this character that I really thought of as just, she was just an accessory to another character, honestly, but she became a much bigger, much more important, much more beefy and memorable character because I listened to what people said during that feedback process. I took what mattered and what worked and really incorporated it in a way I hadn't even thought about before. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, that feedback funnel and how you get feedback and interpret feedback throughout the rewrite process. I hope this was helpful to you. I'll be back again tomorrow with another stage of the rewrite process. Thanks.